The world is a book, and those who don't travel only read one page. Travel is what I always thought of doing growing up. I remember thinking, what is it like to be in a country where Spanish is not your native language? How does one do to communicate? It all started for me when I was about 8 years old, migrating from Mexico into the United States. That was the first time that I actually had the chance to travel. It was not the most pleasant travel experience, since my family had to go through some extensive paperwork which took several days. From that point on, my travel experiences only get better. Of course, travel's not cheap, but if you want something to happen, you have to make sacrifices to make them happen. To start off, like I said before, my first travel experience was when I came into the US, which was a long process. My whole family, which includes my parents and sister, we were in the process of getting our US residency. Before crossing the Ciudad Juarez border, we had to get all the paperwork, which took about a week. We were forced to stay at a hotel room for that period of time. It was not fun, but it had to be done in order to go to the country where we would start off our lives almost from scratch. Although this was a difficult experience, it still did not discourage me from travel. We settled in the valley where my father purchased a house and we continued our studies. I remember that after 2 years of being in the US, we would return to Mexico when we had vacation. It was a tradition. In fact, we still go to Mexico as a family each winter. As for me, I go whenever I have break from classes and of course the resources. Since every year I will return, I decided to travel outside of my comfort zone. About 5 years ago, I decided to go to visit and explore other states in Mexico, and I started saving money. My parents were hesitant at first to let me travel by myself, since I will always go with them. To alleviate my parents' fear, I decided to invite two of my cousins, and we went to Mexico City. In Mexico City, we went to amusement parks and archaeological sites. From then on, I decided I wanted to travel whenever I had the money and things done. I started looking at websites for European tour trips and decided to book a trip. Eventually choosing a 15-day trip that would take me through Italy, France, and Spain. In fact, it took me about a year to pay it off, but it was really worth it. This was not a cheap trip, but my parents and other relatives could not understand why I would choose to travel rather than rather than other things such as a car. I didn't pay attention to them because I was doing what I liked. So I went off to Europe and had the best experience while abroad. I got to visit many places and make new friends. I don't regret any of what I've done, and I always keep traveling. Ever since I started traveling, I have spent breaks at home, but it has served as a good way to learning and experiencing new places and more cultures. As for this year, I have already traveled to New York and plan to return in the summer. I have other trips planned for the summer break to Mexico and the beaches in Mexico and really looking forward to. I am really looking to travel at least once a year, if not more, but I will never feel it as a waste of money or time because all I basically look forward to is new experiences. Like I said before, traveling might be expensive, but putting other things aside, you can make those travel experiences happen.